Hello and welcome to Wannabe Homemaker. My name is Tiara. I'm a wife and a mom to two little boys, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And today I want to talk about how my poor homemaking has been negatively affecting my family. My hope for this video is that I can show homemakers who are on their journey to becoming better that they are not alone. And I also hope that this can be a space where seasoned homemakers and those who are on their way can connect and encourage one another. And with that being said, let's get into the video. I've always been a messy person, but since I've had kids, I've really been struggling to keep a tidy home. And I've always known this was a problem and that I needed to get better. But something happened this week that really made me confront just how my poor homemaking habits not only have been affecting the tidiness of my home, but how it's been affecting my children, my husband, and the relationship between my husband and I. So about a week ago or so, my children and I were walking outside as we normally do. We live in an apartment complex, and my 5-year-old spotted another child outside. And my son is very friendly, very social, and he just loves making friends. So naturally he went up to the little boy and he tried making a friend. And yes, lo and behold, the children became friends, and my son invited the little boy over to my apartment. But when my son asked could he come in, I said no. I said no because my apartment was in complete disarray. There were clothes all over the couch that needed to be folded. Some of the clothes had been kicked to the ground by the children. There were toys all over the living room floor. My child's room, toy room really, was full of toys. Like, the floor was covered in toys. You could really barely even walk in there without tripping. The bathroom was not in a state to have company, and it was just very embarrassing. And so I told my son no. I said, your friend cannot come over, and that should not be. I realized in that moment that my poor habits have been making it so we're not being hospitable people, and that's not right. I've struggled with this for many years, actually. Every time my family members would text or call and ask could they come over, I always had anxiety because I would look around my place and see what needed to be done in order for it to be presentable enough to have people over, and that should not be. In the Bible, in 1 Peter 4:9, I'm going to read it verbatim. Peter writes, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Now he's talking to, I guess, the Christian church, but I have not been able to host people over at my apartment because of embarrassment and because of being unprepared. And that is sinful to me. That's not right. I just haven't been doing that. Secondly, what I realized is that my poor homemaking habits have been affecting my husband. So a lot of times my husband comes home from working, and my husband is a blue collar worker, and lately he's been working in 95-degree, 100-degree weather. And when he gets home, the first thing he's been greeted with is a floor full of toys, okay, and things being disorderly, clothes that have not been folded from days ago. And that causes tension between us because now he feels like, oh my goodness, I just came home from work and now I can't even relax. I have to work again because she obviously needs help. So now I have to just muster up enough strength to just keep working, okay? So he's not able to come home and relax and just feel at peace in his home. And yeah, I really want to improve on that. I want to be able to provide a peaceful environment for my husband and my children and strangers to come into. And lastly, how my poor homemaking habits have been affecting my family is by transmitting poor habits to my children. Naturally, my children have been picking up on my lack of consistency in keeping routines, and they've been picking that up. It's so funny because my husband and I, we always tell my son, hey, you need to clean your room, you need to keep your room clean. When you take out a toy, make sure that you put it back when you're done. And a lot of times he doesn't do it, one, because we don't enforce it, because I'm not consistent, and two, because he sees, well, mommy doesn't keep a clean apartment all the time, so you know, it's really not that important. It's not that big of a deal. And I want to also improve on that. I really want my children to grow up with great habits that they can take with them to adulthood. And these are the things I'm going to be working on on my channel, well, documenting on my channel, really. And if you would like to follow along on my journey, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be posting videos on how I'm organizing, decluttering, and cooking, you know, all of the stuff involved in homemaking, making my home peaceful, relaxing, inviting for strangers, my husband, and yeah, thank you for watching.